I'm Anil Kumar, sharing with you a video on sketching lines when vector equations are given to us. Let us treat this as a practice video. So I'll give you three different equations for lines, and you need to sketch them on a graph. So let's begin by saying that the equation is in the vector form, xy equals 2 minus 1 and plus s 0, 1, right? So this is your first equation. The second equation, I'll write it in the scalar or Cartesian form, and let this equation be 3x plus 2y plus let's say 12 equals to 0. Okay, and now I'll give you one equation in parametric form, and let us say x is equals to 2t and y is equals to minus 1. Let's say that is the equation. Correct. Now this is a test question for you. We have done many videos which are kind of related, but this one is unique. When you sketch these lines, you will realize how and in what sense it is unique, right? Okay, here is my solution. So let me start with creating the coordinate axis. We are working in R2. So let's say this is my y-axis and that's the x-axis. Okay. And let's see how to sketch these lines. We could sketch using position vectors. So in the first line, what we have here is, let's say we have a position vector OP. So the position vector OP is actually 2 minus 1. Is it okay? That is the position vector. So 2 minus 1 means move 2 units along the x-axis, minus 1 means 1. So this is our 1 unit in each direction. So that gives me the position vector OP. So first you sketch this position vector OP, right? So this is the point P for us. That's the origin. Okay. Now we are talking about this direction, which is 0, 1. When I say 0, it means along the x-axis there is no movement. It only moves vertical, right? So if I take s equals to 1, then I get the other point, let it be Q. So let me call this as OQ, the second position. If I take s as 1, then it'll be 2 plus 0, which is 2, right? And minus 1 plus 1 will give me 0, right? So I get this point, which is OQ. So I get this point OQ. Do you see that? OQ. So this will be the point Q. But you can see very clearly that what we are doing at this stage is we are just moving upwards by 1 unit, right? So we are moving upwards by 1 unit, and that results into a vertical line. Do you see that? So let's call this as L1. So we have L1, which is a vertical line. Right. So if the direction is 0, 1, it is only moving along y-axis. Does it make sense to you? Right? So that becomes a vertical line. I hope that helps. Now let's get into the second equation. We'll call this as L2. Okay. Now, to sketch equation given in scalar or Cartesian form, what we should do is we can find x and y intercepts, right? So we'll find x-intercept. So x-intercept, let's do it here. So we have the equation 3x plus 2y plus 12 equals to 0. We can write this as 3x plus 2y equals to minus 12. And now, to find x-intercept, we'll equate y equals to 0. So if y is 0, then we get 3x equals to minus 12, or x is equals to minus 12 by 3, which is minus 4. So we get minus 4 as one of the points, right? So minus 4. So we'll just locate minus 4 now, which is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So this is your x-intercept. Is it okay? Right. Let's call this point as A. So we'll call this point as A. So the coordinates for point A are minus 4, 0. Is it okay? Now, let's find the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, x will be 0, right? To find y-intercept, x equals to 0. So if I substitute x as 0, I get 2y equals to minus 12, y equals to minus 6, correct? So that is to say 1, 2, this is minus 1, 3, 4, 5, let's say this is minus 6, okay. So joining these will give me the line 2, right? So we can actually connect these two. So let me just connect it. Okay, I think this is about this point. Okay, so that gives you the line 2, right? So that is how you could sketch the line when it is given in the form, which is scalar or Cartesian form. Well, the alternate way could have been, you could find normal. Normal here is, normal vector is 3, 2, and the direction vector will be, flip this 2 and make this minus 3. So you could use this point and then direction 2 minus 3. So that is 1. So this point we found 1 point. Then use the direction vector 1, 2, 3 down. So 1, 2, 3. You will reach this point. Connect them. So that's an alternate way of doing it, using direction and a point. Okay. Now let's look into the third line. So L3, when you're given parametric form. Now in this case, y value is always minus 1. That is kind of important to understand. So take different values of t. So we're doing this parametric form. Let me write down here. So we have x equals to 2t and y equals to minus 1. This is fixed. So what values can x have depending on t? Let me write down. In all these equations, t belongs to real numbers, s belongs to real numbers, right? So let me write, s belongs to real numbers and t also belongs to real numbers. So the coordinate points could be, if I write t as 0, for example, it becomes 0 minus 1. If I write this as 1, I get 2 minus 1, and so on, correct? So minus 1 is kind of common, and x can have all values. So basically, it is a horizontal line like this. Is it okay? So it's a horizontal line, and this line is what you have here, right? So you could write vector equation of this line also as this point is, if I write 0, I get 0 minus 1 plus t times the direction, which is in this case 1 and 0. So it is 1 and 0. Is it okay? So that is how you could write. Let me rewrite this equation, which is 0 minus 1 plus t times 1, 0. Okay, so that is the vector equation. But anyway, I hope you understand and appreciate how to represent vertical and horizontal lines in vectors and how to sketch them. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope you find it very useful. You can always share and subscribe my videos. Feel free to write comments. Thank you and all the best.